This. There comes a time in every person's life when the noise of the world becomes too loud, when worries, failures, this, and the endless search for meaning begin to cloud the mind. This. You start to wonder if peace is something real or just a story people tell to make the pain softer. This. But what if I told you that peace, strength, and clarity have never left you? That they have always been within you, this, waiting for you to return. The way you think, the way you see this, and the way you speak to yourself shape the entire direction of your life. Positive thinking is not a fantasy. It is a discipline, the art of mastering your own mind when everything around you feels uncertain. Because in the end, it's not the world that defines your peace, it's the way you interpret it. This is not just another motivational talk. This is a reminder, a journey inward. As you listen, don't just hear the words, feel them, reflect on them. Because what you will discover here is more than advice. It's a path back to yourself. A path that will teach you how to see the world through a new lens, how to find light in the middle of darkness, and how to reclaim the power that has always been yours. If you stay till the end, you'll begin to understand one truth that changes everything. Your thoughts create your reality. And once you learn to master your thoughts, you'll never look at life the same way again. The power of inner dialogue is something most people never truly understand. Every single day, thousands of thoughts run through your mind, shaping how you see the world and how you respond to it. Some of those thoughts lift you up, while others quietly destroy your confidence. The truth is the way you speak to yourself creates the reality you live in. Before you ever take action, before you speak a single word out loud, there is a voice within you whispering what you believe is possible. That voice, that silent dialogue, is the foundation of everything you are becoming. When your inner voice is filled with self-doubt, fear, and negativity, it becomes the lens through which you see life. Suddenly, even small problems feel heavy, and even short challenges feel endless. You begin to assume that you are not strong enough, not ready, not capable. And once your thoughts start repeating that story, your actions begin to follow. You stop trying. You hesitate. You choose safety over growth. You accept less than you deserve because your mind convinces you that it's all you can have. But when that same inner dialogue begins to change, when you begin to speak to yourself with kindness, courage, and hope, everything else starts to shift as well. Positive thinking doesn't mean pretending that everything is perfect. It's not about ignoring your pain or denying your struggles. It's about training your mind to see light even in the darkest moments. It's about telling yourself, yes, this is difficult, but I can handle it. I've faced worse and grown from it. It's the art of transforming your perspective from fear to faith, from weakness to strength. The most powerful transformations happen not when life becomes easier, but when your thoughts become stronger. Think about it. The same rain that ruins one person's day becomes a source of peace for another. The same silence that makes one person lonely becomes a sanctuary for someone else. The difference is never the situation itself, it's the story you tell yourself about it. And that story begins in your mind. Your thoughts are the architects of your emotions. Your emotions shape your actions, and your actions create your destiny. If you can change your inner dialogue, you can change the entire direction of your life. There will always be moments when negativity tries to creep in. You'll hear that inner voice whispering doubts. You can't do it, you're too late, you're not enough. But in those moments, you have a choice. You can accept those words as truth, or you can challenge them. You can remind yourself that you've overcome before that you've risen after falling, that you've been strong when you felt weak. Positive thinking is not about lying to yourself. It's about remembering the truth that your fear tries to erase. The mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant there grows. If you constantly plant seeds of worry, comparison, and doubt, don't be surprised when your life feels heavy. But if you begin planting seeds of gratitude, patience, and belief, slowly that garden begins to bloom with peace and purpose. And the most beautiful thing about this transformation is that no one else has to change, only you. Once you master your inner dialogue, even the loudest noise of the world can't disturb your calm. So begin paying attention to the words you speak in silence. Replace "I can't" with "I'll try." Replace "it's too late" with "I still have time." Replace "I'm not enough" with "I am still growing." These small shifts may seem simple, but they hold extraordinary power every time you choose a positive thought over a negative one. You are rewriting the story of your life. You are telling your mind what kind of world you want to live in, and your mind will always believe what you repeat the most. The power of inner dialogue is not something you need to search for. It's already within you. You only need to listen more carefully. The greatest battles you will ever fight are not against others. They are within your own thoughts. And when you learn to make peace with your mind, when you begin to treat yourself like someone worth believing in, you unlock a strength that no obstacle can take away. Because in the end, your outer world is a reflection of your inner conversation. Change the words and you'll change your world. Where focus goes, energy flows. This simple truth holds the power to change your entire life. Every moment of your day, your mind is focusing on something, a thought, an emotion, a memory, or a fear. Whatever you choose to focus on grows stronger, louder, and more real when you constantly focus on what's missing, what's broken, or what went wrong. Your world begins to shrink. You start to see limitations everywhere. But when you redirect that focus toward what's possible, toward what's within your control, your world begins to open. The same life, the same circumstances, the same challenges, all experienced differently because you chose to see them differently. Focus is a skill, and like any skill, it requires training. Most people allow their minds to wander wherever emotions pull them. They focus on pain instead of potential, on loss instead of lessons, on problems instead of progress. But the truth is your focus determines your reality. If you keep staring at the door that closed, you'll never notice the one that quietly opened beside it. If you keep replaying the mistakes of your past, you'll miss the opportunities of your present. Positive thinking is not a denial of reality. It's the art of choosing which part of reality you want to give your energy to. Every challenge carries two sides, one that weakens you and one that strengthens you. When something goes wrong, you can either focus on the pain it brought or the wisdom it taught. The difference between a broken spirit and a resilient soul is not what happened, but what they chose to see in what happened. That's why two people can experience the same storm. One feels destroyed, the other feels renewed. It's all about focus. What you choose to see is what you'll continue to experience. When you train your mind to focus on growth, gratitude, and possibilities, your energy begins to rise. You start noticing small blessings that were always there but hidden under the noise of negativity. You begin to see people differently, not as obstacles but as teachers. Even your failures begin to look different, no longer the end of your story, but a necessary part of your evolution. And that shift in focus changes everything because life responds to your attention. The more you focus on something, the more life gives you of it. Think about the times you were deeply worried or stressed. Your mind kept replaying the same thought again and again until it consumed your energy. The more you focused on fear, the more reasons your brain found to stay afraid. That is how the mind works. It amplifies whatever it's fed. Now imagine if you use that same power intentionally. Imagine focusing on faith instead of fear, on healing instead of hurt, on strength instead of struggle. Slowly, your emotions would begin to align with your thoughts. Your body would feel lighter. Your decisions would become clearer. That is the quiet power of focus. It builds momentum toward the direction of your dominant thoughts. Sometimes life will challenge your focus. Chaos will try to pull your attention to what's going wrong. People will test your peace. Situations will demand your reaction. But this is where discipline comes in. The discipline to stay centered, to return your focus to what truly matters. When you stop chasing every distraction, you start controlling your energy. And when you control your energy, you control your life. The mind cannot hold both gratitude and anger at the same time. Nor can it dwell on fear while nurturing faith. You must choose what you want to grow. So begin to observe where your focus goes throughout the day. Are you feeding worry or faith? Are you noticing what's missing or what's already here? Are you giving more attention to what drains you or what inspires you? Every choice matters because focus is the foundation of emotional mastery. What you focus on today becomes your reality tomorrow. Positive thinking begins when you reclaim the direction of your focus. It's not about ignoring pain, but about deciding that pain will not define you. It's about shifting attention from what you can't control to what you can create. The mind is a powerful tool, but only when you learn to guide it. And when you finally do this, when you learn to place your energy on the light rather than the shadows, life itself begins to transform. The obstacles don't vanish. They simply lose their power because your focus is now aligned with growth, peace, and purpose. Your reality changes the moment your perspective shifts. Life is not what happens to you, it's how you see what happens to you. The same event can either break you or build you, depending on the angle from which you choose to view it. Perspective is the silent sculptor of your emotions, your beliefs, and your strength. When your perspective is narrow, everything feels personal, heavy, and final. But when your perspective expands, you begin to understand that every experience carries a lesson, every challenge hides wisdom, and every ending is preparing you for a new beginning. There are moments in life when pain blinds you. You lose something you love, face rejection, or encounter failure that shakes your faith. In those moments, it's easy to believe that life is unfair or that destiny has turned against you. But perspective reminds you that nothing in life is wasted. The very situations that test your patience, that push you to your limits, are often the ones that help you discover your strength. It's only when you look back later that you realize the value of what felt unbearable. Perspective turns wounds into wisdom and mistakes into messages. The discipline of perspective means training your mind to see beyond the surface. It's learning to pause when your emotions rise, and ask yourself this: what is life trying to teach me here? Most people never ask that question. They react, they resist, they complain this. But the few who step back and observe their experience with awareness begin to find peace where others find pain this. They stop asking, why me? And start asking this, what for? That small change in perspective transforms suffering into strength. Think about a storm this. It doesn't ask for permission to arrive, and you cannot stop it once it begins. But after it passes this, it often leaves the air cleaner, the sky brighter, and the ground more fertile. That's how challenges work this. They come to cleanse, not to punish. They come to strip away what you no longer need so you can rebuild on stronger ground this. When your perspective matures, you stop cursing the storm and start respecting its purpose this. You begin to understand that growth does not happen in comfort, but in discomfort. The ability to hold peace in chaos is one of the greatest powers a person can develop. It doesn't mean you no longer feel pain or sadness. It means you no longer let them control you. This perspective gives you the space to breathe, to detach from the noise, and to respond with wisdom instead of reaction. It teaches you to look at problems as passing clouds, not permanent skies. And with that understanding, you begin to live with more balance, less chasing, more appreciating, less complaining, more understanding. Every person you meet, every experience you face becomes a mirror reflecting something about yourself. The people who challenge you the most are often your greatest teachers in disguise. When you see them through the eyes of awareness instead of ego, your heart begins to soften. Perspective helps you forgive not because others deserve it, but because peace deserves to stay within you. It helps you release the weight of the past, not by forgetting it, but by understanding it differently. You will always encounter moments that test your faith. You will always face seasons that seem unfair. But the question is not whether those moments will come. It's whether you will allow them to define you or refine you. Perspective is what decides that. The mind that can find meaning in struggle can find peace anywhere. The one who believes that everything happens for growth never truly loses, because even pain becomes a teacher. When your perspective changes, your life changes, not because the circumstances shift, but because you do. You begin to see that life was never against you, it was preparing you. Every delay protected you. Every loss redirected you. Every challenge shaped you. That's the discipline of perspective, to keep your heart open, even when the world feels closed. To keep seeing light even when the path is unclear. And once you learn to live this way, no storm can shake your foundation. Because you no longer see life as happening to you. You see it as happening for you. When one mind chooses light over darkness, it silently influences the world around it. The ripple effect of a positive mind is something profound, something often unseen, but deeply felt. Every thought you nurture, every word you speak, and every emotion you carry sends out energy that touches others in ways you may never realize. Just as a single stone dropped in calm water creates endless ripples, a single positive mind has the power to change the atmosphere of an entire room, an entire family, even an entire community. You don't need to shout your optimism or announce your peace. When it is real, people feel it. The human mind is contagious. Negativity spreads fast, but so does hope. When someone carries anger or bitterness, others begin to feel tense around them. But when someone walks with calmness, with quiet confidence, they bring peace wherever they go. This is the power of energy. the invisible field created by the state of your mind. This. A positive thinker becomes a source of healing without saying a word. This. They remind others that stability and kindness are still possible in a chaotic world. Your thoughts are never just your own. This. Every time you choose patience instead of anger, compassion instead of judgment, or gratitude instead of complaint, this. You are contributing something valuable to the collective energy around you. This. The world doesn't change because of big speeches or dramatic acts. It changes quietly, this, through individuals who live consciously. A positive mind influences without effort. This. It's not about pretending to be happy all the time, this, but about remaining anchored when things go wrong, showing others that peace is a choice, not a condition. This. When you walk into a room carrying peace, you don't have to speak loudly to be heard. People feel it. This. Your energy becomes your message. The calmness in your tone, the steadiness in your presence, this. The light in your eyes. They speak a language the heart understands. You become a reminder that even in the noise of life, this silence has strength. Even in uncertainty, there is a way to stay centered. This. The ripple effect begins when one person decides to live from this place of awareness. This. And that decision unconsciously invites others to do the same. Think of how one smile can lift a stranger's spirit. This. How one encouraging word can stop someone from giving up. This. How one act of forgiveness can break a cycle of anger that has lasted years. These are small gestures, but they carry deep spiritual weight. Positive energy doesn't just change the mood, it changes the direction of lives. This. It inspires others to rise above their own negativity, to reflect that same light back into the world. This. That is how transformation begins, quietly from one heart to another. This. It's easy to underestimate the impact of a single person. You may think your actions don't matter, this, that your kindness goes unnoticed, but every soul you touch carries that energy forward. This. Someone who feels hope because of you may go on to inspire 10 more people. That's how the ripple expands. This. What begins as one gentle act becomes a wave of change that travels far beyond what you can see. This. You may never witness its full reach, but the world will feel it. A positive mind doesn't deny reality. It redefines it. This. It knows that even in chaos, peace can exist. Even in darkness, light can be found. And this awareness becomes contagious. This. The people who spend time around you begin to mirror your calmness. They start to question their own patterns of negativity. This. Slowly, a shift happens. Not just in you, but in everyone your energy touches. That's the quiet revolution of the mind. This. So never doubt the power of your inner light. Every time you choose understanding over reaction, hope over despair, this, or love over fear, you are healing more than just yourself. You are healing the world in small, unseen ways. This. The ripple effect of your positivity may begin with you, but it doesn't end there. It travels outward. Through your words, this, your silence, your actions, and your presence. And one day, when someone finds peace because of your example, this, you'll realize that the greatest gift you can ever give this world is the strength of a positive mind. In the end, this, the journey of positive thinking is not about pretending that life is always beautiful. This. It's about learning to see beauty even in the difficult parts. This. It's not about escaping pain. It's about transforming the way you meet it. When your thoughts begin to align with peace, this. When your focus turns toward growth, when your perspective expands, and when your inner calm becomes a light for others, this. You no longer just survive life. You begin to live it. Every day, this, you are given a choice to feed your doubts or to feed your faith, to see obstacles or opportunities, this, to speak with fear or with hope. The world outside may not always be kind, but the world within you can always be peaceful. And that inner world, your thoughts, your words, your energy will become the foundation for everything you experience. So the next time your mind whispers, I can't, answer with I will. When it says, it's too hard, remind it this. So was yesterday, but I made it through. When it says, I'm not enough, tell it this. I am still becoming. Because every time you choose a positive thought, you create a new version of yourself, one that is stronger, calmer, and more alive. Remember this, your mind is the mirror through which you see the world. Clean the mirror and life begins to shine differently. Protect your focus, guard your peace, speak to yourself with love. Because the moment you change your inner world, the outer world will begin to reflect it back to you. And if you remember nothing else from this message, remember this. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. You are the calm in the storm, the light in the darkness, and the proof that even one positive mind can change the world.